Checking X. I think he's confirmed. I think it happened. I think it's happened.
2, the nays are 48. The confirmation is confirmed. Just number 4. But just number 4.
52-48.
One of the previous 4 occurs on the nomination.
I thought she was crying about something else. Saying, y'all.
Well,
I'm
crying
I was thinking about me as a kid. No, it's RFK Jr.
It's for you, baby.
No, it's not. It's talking about something else.
No, it happened. It happened. Yay! Okay, it's probably not the reason you think. It's because the two main things that are important to me about this decision are corporate capture and informed decision making. Because when you are not given all of the information, you can't make an informed choice, right? It's for all of us. It's because this could help all Americans get better. Our parents, my parents are boomer. You know, my generation, Gen X, my children, I have children in both generations, a millennial and daughters who are Gen Z, and then 4 future generations. And all of us have been affected by this. It really starts with my dad. When I was about 12 and a half, my dad was diagnosed with manic depression. That's what they called it. This was in the late 80s. Mental health and the stigma was even different than it is today. It was, no one talked about it. I didn't know, we didn't know anybody else that had something like this. We'd never even heard of it. It wouldn't be another, 10 years since I ever even heard of someone having bipolar. They didn't even call it that for a while. What had happened was my dad didn't sleep for 5 days, and he started having some trouble with, like auditory hallucinations, and he had a psychotic break. And it was terribly scary. It was very scary. It was very upsetting, but it was also in some ways a relief because we finally knew what was going on. Oh, he has a lithium deficiency. It's genetic. It's just his brain chemistry. And my dad did try all of the treatments, and he was treatment resistant. He took all of the medication. He did all of the things. If you're a Gen X, your parents are boomers. If everybody, it's not just for the kids, it's for us too. And it's to teach them proper lifestyle and stress, just how to be healthy. And being healthy is not first thing you do is take a pill. And I know this firsthand because I tried all of those things. I did all of the pills. I did all of the things that I was told. I did it for myself. I did it for my kids, and it didn't work. Of course it didn't work. And you know how I figured it out? On my own. It was not by any health expert or medical professional. In fact, I had to go against everything I had ever learned, everything I knew, and everything. And that's really hard to do when you're the only one in your entire circle of friends and family to do that. But I was desperate. I was low. I had suffered with chronic illness for so many years. My dad suffered with chronic illness, and my dad had died. And it was time to get healthy. And I always thought skinny was healthy. So when I tried to diet and I ate something like, I don't know, it was seeds. I had been eating a lot of Brazil nuts because Brazil nuts have selenium in them. Well, I was eating like 4 or 5. You can have toxicity. I didn't know any of these things. No medical professional ever said anything to me about like side effects and randomized control studies and anything like that. That's, nobody does that. Nobody says, oh, I'm going to try this because of the RCTs, the studies. No, you're trying to lose weight. So you're going to try, all of these different methods. When I finally ate something that caused me to have a reaction that scared me and made my eye problems come back, I was like, I can't go through this system again. I had been chewed up and spit out, and I had always done it, and I wasn't gonna do that again. So I searched the internet and I found what works for me. I eat a carnivore diet. I have lots of videos on that. But that's not necessarily what this video is about. This video is about informed choices and corporate capture. And that is why I support, and I'm glad that RFK Jr. got confirmed. Because when my kids were young, went into school, I listened to the experts. I did all of the things. I read to them in utero, and I did this and I did that, and I did all of the things. And if a teacher and a principal said, you need to do this, I did it. And I took them to the doctor, and their pediatrician said they need to be seen by a psychologist. They are, they have ADHD, both of them. And we spent thousands of dollars on medication and testing and getting them into the best schools for their learning, their learning style. And we did all of that. And you know what? It was just a big capture. It's just a big corporate capture. And so here we are, after I figured out just this great, I figured out what works for me and what makes me healthy and what's provided the best health of my life. And I do like to share my experience because I don't want anybody else to go through this, especially not my children or grandchildren, nobody wants that. I'm also compelled to share my experience, and that's based on my faith. Isaiah 6:8 says, "Then I heard the voice of the Lord saying, whom shall I send and who will go for us? And here I said, here I am, send me." Yes, I'm very excited for the future, and of course it's for my kids and grandkids, of course. But it's also because of what happened to me, and it's what happened to my dad, and it's what's happened to all of us. It's not like I'm special. It's not like it's only happening to me. All of my friends are dealing with, chronic illness. All of my parents and, those generations. I know very few people that don't have chronic illness themselves, or their kids don't have it. The only people I know off the top of my head that don't have chronic illness are my in-laws. And they have never been people that go to the doctor. And they're in their late 70s. So I look at them as an example. I look at my grandmother, my mom's mom, as an example. I think, how do I want to spend the rest of my life? Healthy or not healthy? I spent so many years unhealthy. I can remember laying in my bed, debilitating vertigo, and I couldn't sleep because you can't really close your eyes at first because the dizziness is so bad, and you just have to pray it passes, and you just kind of pass out. And I could hear my neighbors and their kids and outside playing, and I was like 38 at the oldest because I had a major surgery when I was 38 to treat my Meniere's disease. And I can remember it was like my life was passing me by. I had these children and I was debilitated, and I don't want nobody needs to suffer the way that we suffered, the way that I suffered. It's unnecessary. And that doesn't mean that sometimes medication or surgery isn't, a treatment option, but it should not be the first thing. Oh, here's your pill, and here's a surgery that's going to change your life, and here's a pill, and it's going to destroy the function of your thyroid when you're 30, and then you're going to have to take medication for the rest of your life to replace that, your thyroid hormone you have to have. And that was where I was. I had fertility issues. I had everything, and it's not just happening to me. It's happening now to kids. And so I share my story. You could try what worked for me, which that was the carnivore diet. And I have videos on things I wish I knew, and things that worked and things that didn't work, and how to do it and what it is and what I do and all of those types of things. I also have other videos on, specific chronic illness that I lived with, which was Meniere's disease, Graves' disease, treated, put into remission. And then later what happened was when I had shingles in my eye for the third time, after I ate something and I was desperate for change, I didn't go to the doctor. I didn't go to any health professional. I used the internet, and I learned and I figured it out for myself. And that was the Lion diet for 2 weeks with coffee, big trouble for that. And then I shifted into carnivore diet, and that was 2 years ago. I've lost 50 pounds. I've reversed my prediabetes. I've put my uveitis or my shingles in my eye into remission, or it's dormant, you know. I keep my Meniere's from going into my other ear, so that the Meniere's doesn't occur in my other ear, because that can happen. You know, I keep my hormones are balanced, I'm sleeping, I have energy, I don't have brain fog, I don't have depression. It healed my intrusive thoughts, my severe crippling anxiety. And that's really what I wish more people understood, the mental health benefits of that, because, you know, my dad suffered for years with pretty severe chronic illness in the form of bipolar disorder, and he tried everything, numerous hospitalizations, numerous medications all at the same time, all kinds of medication, everything. And I really wish he was still around, you know, that I could talk to him about it. That's not the way it is, but very glad. If it wasn't for my dad passing away unexpectedly 3 years ago, I don't think it would have led me to really to the point where I got to, even though it was a really low point and I was desperate, you know, like I had that reaction, I was so desperate. But it all, you know, it happens, things happen for a reason. And even the worst, lowest situations, hope, you know, our bodies are so resilient. We're designed to be resilient and to be at a basis. Health is a basis. We're not meant to be sick. We're not designed to be sick. We're designed to be healthy. And that's where we are now. So check out this video. It's going to be really helpful for you, for where you are. And I will hope to see you again next time. Thanks.